Now let's apply some of this 16th note stuff to finger picking. I've written a solo composition for you, and it's all in 16th notes. This is another one. When you first look at the music, it might look a little complicated, but I'm going to walk you through it. It's really a lot easier than it looks. Now, basically, this piece is based on arpeggios, and if you remember, arpeggios are chords played one note at a time. I want you to place your hand at the 3rd fret. We're technically in 2nd position because I'm using my 3rd and 2nd fingers. So my 3rd finger is on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and my 2nd finger is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And I'm going to be playing the open E. And let's just practice the arpeggio pattern, which is simply P-I-M-I, over and over and over again. That will give us the 1 E and a 2 E and a, like this. So I'd like you to practice that until you can play very smoothly, nice and flowing like that. Now the piece is really very simple. It's in 2 bar phrases, or 2 measure phrases. Now the first measure is based on that chord that we just talked about. And here's all it does. So all I was doing was changing 1 note at a time. That note that's changing is on the 3rd string. Watch my hand. Then in the next measure of the phrase, it starts out the same way, to a simple E minor chord. Now once you can play that, you can play like roughly half the song, because that's going to repeat a lot. The next phrase is exactly the same. So measures 3 and 4 are exactly the same as measures 1 and 2. So you can see we're halfway there. Measure 5, if you look at that, we started with this fingering up here. Well, measure 5 is the same, very similar fingering, but it's at the 1st fret. It's really the top notes of an A minor chord. Okay? So all I'm doing is manipulating very simple fingerings in this composition. So I'm playing the top notes of an A minor chord, and this 2 bar phrase sounds like this. And then, did you recognize that? The second measure is exactly the same as the second measure of the previous phrases we've played. That's why I was saying there isn't that much new material you have to learn. The next measures 7 and 8, exactly the same as 5 and 6. The whole thing repeats. And then when we get to the next page, page 11, we're going to start with a very simple C chord fingering, not even the whole C chord, just that partial. This hand never changes. This hand is always doing that pattern. We're going to take our C chord fingering and we're going to do this. To open. Now, take that C chord fingering and slide it up to the 3rd fret. Isn't that a pretty sound? Remember in book 1 we talked about taking a shape, moving it around the neck, and even if we don't know theoretically what it produces, sometimes we just like the sound. So all I did was I took that C, went open, then I took the C fingering and put it at the 3rd fret, where it produced a very interesting sound. That's most of the composition. The ending, the coda, is a neat little line. The melodic part happens, by the way, the whole melodic parts of this song is played with my thumb, and it's the fingers are just filling in the arpeggio to keep it moving. The coda, watch how I'm going to do that. So this is measure 13. Okay, so it's these open strings with a moving line on string 4. Let's try the whole thing. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. You practice it in bits and pieces, and when you're ready, play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was very nice, Aaron. I enjoyed that. And there's some wonderful solo guitar pieces in the method too. And you know, someone will come up to you, your friends, they want to hear you play guitar. This would be an excellent piece to be able to play for them.
Thank you. Yes. And you know, I remember when I was younger, since I was mostly interested when I was younger in playing rock stuff, which involves having a band, I never had a band around my house. They just weren't there. So my parents would come in and say, so play something. I never had anything. So yeah, having some solo guitar pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot of very nice ones in the method too.
Yeah, thanks.